August 25th, 1944, 0340 hours, near St. Lo, Normandy. A moon-muted column of trucks hums east on a narrow French lane, canvas tops breathing in the night, hood stars taped, headlamps slit to cat's eyes. Military police wave batons in a silent metronome at a crossroads marked only by chalk and nerve. The Wehrmacht's staff studies say the Allies will run dry within the week. Ports too distant, rails wrecked, fuel burned faster than it can cross a beach. Two truths share the minute. German generals still expect a stall, and the United States is about to turn France into a rolling pipeline with wheels. Promise of value. A numbers-first breakdown of the Red Ball Express, the one-way highway loop that fed Patton's Third Army and everyone near it when logistics textbooks said impossible. Roadmap, the build, priority depots, route control, blackout loops, MP traffic nets. The machine, 5,158 trucks, 23,000 mostly African-American drivers, field maintenance that beat 30% daily breakdowns. The math, 12,500 tons, charged day across 400-plus miles, 412,193 tons pushed over 122 million ton miles, and the payoff, tempo over terrain, fuel, ammo, and rations arriving faster than the Wehrmacht could regroup. If clear, evidence-driven WW2 logistics helps you make better videos. Tap subscribe and stay with me. Now let's ride the loop that kept an army breathing at speed. Start with the idea that wins. Distance is death unless you turn it into cadence. The Red Ball Express made cadence its religion. Engineers and quartermasters carved a dedicated one-way highway system out of French roads and gave it two names, the eastbound Main, loaded only, and the westbound Return, empty only. Every mile was policed by MPs with authority like gravity. Every junction wore a sign or a chalked arrow. Every detour was mapped at dawn and manned by noon. Convoys ran blacked out, intervals locked, speed governed. Trucks carried color-coded placards, POL, ammo, rations, medical, so depot NCOs could load and unload without a seminar. Mini-hook. The road became a moving warehouse. Verdict meme. Organization beats horsepower. The human engine was 23,000 African-American drivers and mechanics who turned lack of sleep into miles. They were segregated in barracks and integrated in danger. Each day a test of clutch, brake, and spine. A typical loop meant 400-plus miles round trip from Normandy depots to forward dumps near Chartres, Reims, Verdun, or wherever the front's appetite pointed that hour. A single truck might do 2 runs in 3 days. A company might push 1,000 miles a week. Field maintenance fought a 30% daily breakdown rate with cannibalization, roadside repairs, and contact teams that haunted the loop with spares and cursing. Tires shredded on rubble, differentials whined, radiators boiled. Mechanics carried baling wire and grace. If it could be made to run, it did. Numbers matter because they make myth unnecessary. At peak, 5,158 trucks were assigned to Red Ball, and the loop lifted 12,500 tons per day. Fuel in jerry cans and flex tanks, 105 mm by the crate, 150 cal, K rations, spare tracks, and filters. Across its run, late August to mid-November, the system pushed 412,193 tons over 122 million ton miles. Put that on a battlefield map. Patton spearheads got fuel fast enough to keep outrunning their own maps. Artillery never went truly silent for want of hurry. Rations arrived in rhythms mess sergeants could trust. The design was ruthless in the right ways. Trucks carried only forward. Nothing diverted them for local favors. Eastbound had right-of-way at every intersection. MPs shut down civilians with the kind of politeness that arrives from a whistle and a Colt. Depot logic tightened the loop. Priority yards near Saint-Lô and Isigny preloaded pallets by category. Forward dumps published hourly demands. A traffic HQ translated needs into dispatches, so the loop breathed with the front. When rails lagged behind and Cherbourg groaned, Red Ball deleted the question, "Can we?" and replaced it with, "How fast?" Mini-hook. The shortest distance between 2 points is a rulebook. Verdict meme. Throughput is a tactic. The geography was ugly. Bridges out, villages funneled, shoulders soft. Red Ball made that ugliness predictable. MPs built radio nets at critical nodes. Wrecker crews parked where accidents were likely. No-stop zones imposed a duty to crawl, but never stall. Convoy discipline became culture. Drivers spoke a shared shorthand. Sugar in the soup for bogging. 2 and blue for blown tires. Pop the corn for quick unload. And learned to read the road like a living thing. Where fog pooled, where German stragglers might snipe, where curves ate mirrors. Security rode shotgun, jeeps with 30s at convoy head and tail, roving pairs that played shepherd and wolf. Fuel was life. Paul convoys ran with extra guards and banned cigarettes within a distance learned the hard way. At forward dumps, gasoline flowed through hose farms into Bowser trucks and jerry can pyramids. Vapors stitched into the cold. Men counted by the 1,000 and then by the grin when engines caught. Doctrine grew teeth. Commanders learned to place combat power where Red Ball could feed it. Staffers wrote plans that respected the loop's limits. Corps G4s stopped thinking in ships and started thinking in truck days. When weather shut ports and air, the loop tightened its intervals, added night sections, and pulled more from nearer depots to keep average haul time inside the breaking point. Mini-hook. Strategy is a schedule you can drive. None of this erased the cost. Accidents stacked. Drivers nodded at wheels. Segregation wrote an ugly footnote beneath a heroic headline. But the ledger that decides wars tilted. German staffs who expected an Allied stall watched an army that refused to obey distance. Red Ball let Patton exploit opportunities the enemy assumed would close by themselves. A flank that needed gas now, a gun line that needed he tonight, a bridgehead that needed planks before dawn. The loop made immediate a habit. Numbers again to land the verdict. A Third Army Corps on the move might burn 200,000 gallons a day. A 2-corps push, far more. Red Ball's peaks, married to pipeline and rail as they matured, bridged that gap often enough to keep tempo lethal. In November, as rail lines healed and ports thickened, the Express stood down. Not because it failed, but because it had taught France to carry an army in steel and schedule. Final verdict meme. Distance is a hypothesis. Logistics is a proof. If this breakdown helped, numbers first, myths second, tell me in the comments which piece did the most work. The MP-run one-way highway, the field maintenance that beat 30% daily breakdowns, or the 23,000 black drivers who turned prejudice into horsepower and nights into miles. And what should we decode next? The green diamond follow-on routes, or the pipe and rail handshake that took the load when Red Ball finally got to sleep?